Good day, Florida, and welcome to the Florida Weather Stream. My name is Glenn. Thanks for joining me here, and we break down on this channel Florida weather conditions and weather-related events and stories across the state. We use sources such as Radar Omega, Tropical Tidbits, Pivotal Weather, Weather Bell, and then also the National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center. We also like to use a lot of live streams from live webcams across the state and occasional like traffic cams as well. We can utilize some of those live feeds to kind of get an idea of what conditions are in real time. So it's kind of fun to, access this weather-related information and then also get visuals from some of these live webcams around the state. And so we have fun with that. We hope that you enjoy that as well. And if you have any suggestions on other area live webcam feeds that we might have missed or that you might know of, share those with us. Let us know, because we will definitely employ those and use them on upcoming streams and upcoming weather-related events. Thankfully, today, not really a whole lot to talk about here in the state, although we do have a little bit of weather coming into the Panhandle region in North Florida later this afternoon. But by and large, it's generally light type precip, nothing major going on there. So not a lot of news-related events around the weather today. Although we did just come off of what was a historical week of extreme cold temperatures across the entire state of Florida, and in fact, all the way deep down into southern Florida, which no doubt has caused some major interruptions in agriculture and farming down in that neck of the woods. So those will obviously be ripple effects that we'll feel across the state and probably across the country, as that is going to interrupt some supplies on produce for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised to see higher prices out on the produce aisles of all your local grocery stores for that. Real quick, we'll jump into current conditions here on radar. And as mentioned, you can see that weather that's coming into the Panhandle region. It's been some pretty copious amounts of rain in select spots. I think Santa Rosa Beach area, just west of Panama City, picked up over an inch of rain this morning. And so there are some pockets of deep rain happening there. But again, this is very scattered, not a widespread event. Most places are going to be picking up probably on the order of a quarter inch to a half inch. But in some locations, a big downpour, you might see an inch of rain. So count yourself lucky if you're one of those. But that frontal boundary is currently progressing across the Panhandle, and by late this afternoon, we'll be approaching Northeast Florida area with a bit of rain as well. Same to similar amounts expected, a quarter inch to maybe a half inch if we're lucky. And that will be pretty much similar as it goes through Central Florida and South Florida by late tonight and into tomorrow. And by tomorrow, that should have cleared itself out of here, and we'll be back to blue skies once again. No concern, no worries. This is not going to be another mega cold hit after this frontal passage. So we'll have one brief cool down day on Thursday. We will approach close to freezing temperatures in the Panhandle and the northern sections of the state, just barely. But not going to be another mega freeze event. So hopefully that's going to be past us. Although the season seems to be pretty eventful on the cold, so it's not entirely sure if we might not see that again later in the month of February. We'll have to see how things develop. But at least for the next week, we're not expecting anything of that nature. Again, going back to, let's hit the records that were passed here in this last week. And these are just a few. But really a truly remarkable and historic event that took place here in the last week, as we saw major records broken all the way across the state of Florida. And some of these are going back to, I mean, look at this, 1980 Daytona Beach. 1979, Leesburg, both of them hitting 23 degrees. Fort Pierce, look at that. Fort Pierce, do you know how far down the coast Fort Pierce is? That's amazing. 23 degrees, breaking a record from 1909, which was at that time 32 degrees. So, I mean, they just absolutely crushed that record from 1909 and hit 23 degrees. I mean, I am just blown away that Fort Pierce got to 23 degrees. That's incredible. Other notable, Sanford, Orlando, down in the low 20s as well. Shattered records for Orlando. That's 1936. That's amazing. Amazing. Records down in Melbourne, Vero Beach, Punta Gorda at 27. That also is incredible. Miami, 35 degrees. Broke a record set way back in 1909. So, I mean, and this is just a handful. There are tons and tons more that were broken across the state. Specifically here where I am in Jacksonville, I believe we hit a record low of 22, but here at my house, it was actually 19 degrees, which is the lowest temperature I think I have seen since the cold outbreak of 1989, Christmas 1989. We also snowed during that time period. We had about an inch of snow and ice here in Jacksonville in 1989, and we dipped down into the teens during that time. So this was really the coldest air I've seen since then, since 1989. We did see very briefly some flurries and light snow activity here in the Jacksonville area on late Sunday afternoon and evening. And again, that was the first time in many, many years that we've seen that event take place here. So pretty amazing extreme cold setup we've had in the last week. Back to weather maps here. We've got live satellite going on here, and you can see pretty much the same thing that we see on the radar feed there. We can see that frontal boundary coming into the panhandle and northern sections of the state. Beyond that, looking like an absolutely beautiful day down through the rest of the state, although a little bit on the cloudy side down there in South Florida. Central and northern Florida looking fantabulous at the moment. And temperatures rebounding up into the 70s today. Wherever you're getting vivid sunlight like that, you will be up into the 70s. So I don't quite think we're going to hit that here in North Florida because that cloud cover is going to come in fairly quickly into our early afternoon, which will keep us from hitting big time warm-up highs. But you down there in Central Florida, it's going to be a beautiful and warm day for you. But rain coming this evening. Taking a look around, we can see this is St. Augustine Bridge of Lions, looking spectacular out there, crystal clear blue skies. Pretty good wind blowing there out of the south-southwest. You can see the flags flying there. So pretty good breeze going on. And again, rebounding temperatures, so it should be a glorious day in St. Augustine. Now we can check out Winter Garden. Oops, let me refresh this. It looks like it's a little dated. There we go. Again, similar here in Winter Garden, very spectacular looking day, crystal clear blue skies. Don't see too much in the way of breeze activity happening there. This is, of course, in Central Florida. But look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous day. If we pop back over to Destin, you can still see some rain activity happening there. Let me refresh. Yeah, looking pretty dreary and wet out there in Destin. Although I should say most of the heavier rain activity is already passed off to your east. So currently this is just some residual rain on the back side of that frontal passage. So this should be passing through in the next couple of hours, and then you're going to see some breaks in the clouds by late day, and by the evening it should clear on out of there. A couple of more spots. We will check out one of my favorite places in the world. Let's refresh this as well. But this is Fort Myers Beach, looking at Margaritaville Beach Resort. How beautiful is that? Temperature 67 currently. They should be up into the low 70s today. And wow, that is looking spectacular. Look at that. The water out there is like glass, just flat. If you look closely, you can see Sanibel Island way, way off there in the distance on the horizon. And we'll do one more. Let's take a look at Marathon Key. Looking fantabulous here as well. A little bit on the breezy side, but I should say it's not quite as bad as yesterday. Yesterday, there was some very strong easterly winds coming on the bottom side of that high pressure that exited our area yesterday. And so it was very, very breezy down there in the Keys yesterday. And it looks like that has let up a little bit today. So should be nicer weather today, although, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy on occasion as our frontal boundary is coming across the state. We'll see the cloudiness kind of amp up a little bit down there, but it looks fabulous. But again, we thank you for joining us here. We will keep you up to date in the future on the weather conditions across the state with a daily feed. And then as with any breaking weather conditions or extreme weather events, we will go live, bring that information to you as it happens, and keep you in the know of what's going on with the weather. But that is our update for today. So we hope everybody has a blessed day. Make it a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.